Hey, it's Warren. I wanted to talk about playing in the key of E. E's a good key. A lot of wide spectrum of things you can do. It can be challenging because a lot of the color chords lay out as bar chords. But you also have there's sort of like two ends of the spectrum. You've got the bar chord stuff, which I kind of consider the Clapton sort of vibe, and then you've got the open stuff, which are nice open, sparkly sort of chords. And what's kind of cool is the two can sort of meet in the middle, and you can get a bit of both of those combined into songs. Keith Urban does a good job of that. But just to give you a quick example, what I'm talking about with the bar chords, or like the Clapton S type stuff, is this sort of stuff. Clapton uses it in Layla. Why would you do when you get lonely? No one's waiting by your side. You've been rough and had it much too long. So he uses all those color chords that are bar chords right on the first 5 frets, okay? And they got a really sort of a jazzy, a little bit bluesy sort of sound, really nice texture, nice color. So the open chords, the other end of the spectrum, is this kind of stuff here, okay? And what's cool about these, they're a lot easier to play, and a lot of times you're moving the same shape around. There's the 1, there's the 4, the 5, the minor 6. You've also got these guys, which is the 2 and the 3. So those can be really sweet. And then, like I say, some artists will use both those. What I wanted to do here is run through, all the chords in the the major scale and show you what some of the possibilities are. So we'll just number them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So starting with the 1 chord, you got the E, and that guy breaks down, and it's got 3 1s in it, right? And then it's got some 5s. Here's a couple of 5s, and then here's the 3. Of course, if you drop that 3, you get the minor chord, so it has a big impact on how the chord sounds. Now, like I've shown you before, some folks will play this here, take that 3 up to a 5 and play it like this, right? You get kind of a droning kind of sound. There's two notes that are the same in there. So you get this kind of a sound. It's pretty sweet. You get that same sound up here with this a little bit different, more sparkle, I think. Okay? Another little cool trick with the E chord is to do the sus4 deal. Real mellow. You can weave that into a song. You use it a lot for little fills at the end of a line or something like that. Another little trick you need to know for the E chord is playing it with a 3 in the bass. A couple ways, a bit of a stretch to play it. You can do it like this. Basically putting that 3 in the bass. So it's a G sharp. So that's 4 mute, then 2 1 open open. Or you can play it like this, a little less stretch. So you're doing 4 mute, and then 2, 4. That's used a lot. A good way to move the sort of the tonality of that chord around, give you some variety if you're doing, like I say, a 1-5, 1-4 progression or something like that. So anyway, there's the 1 chord. Let's walk it on up to the 2. That's a minor chord. Here it is, a full barred version. Can be a challenge to play that one. Also be the minor 7th, dropping out that pinky. Minor 7th can be played like this as well. A little bit chewier, more jazzy sound. Okay, so those are some options for you on that. Now you can also play an open version of that chord. Here's an open version of that chord, so it's open, 4-4-2, open, open. Pretty chord, right? That same chord can slide up, and you can get the 3 in this open deal. So you get this stuff like. So really pretty, sparkly, cool sounding stuff, right? So, okay, here's the 3 chord. We looked at that open chord, sliding it up there. There's also the same options that you had before with the minor 7th and the minor. There's also a dominant 7th option. That's what Clapton uses in Layla. Why would you do when you get lonely? That chord is really cool. Can have a lot of. It's just sort of gives you a nice little punch or something to throw in to a song. So dominant 7th. Okay, walking up, 1, 2, 3 to the 4, would be the A. Now, everybody learns to play the A like this. And I struggle to play that because my fingers are too fat to fit in the width of the scale, and then I can't get good pressure on that one. It makes that nasty sound. So I flip them around and do like this, and that's a little bit better. Get that high E ring, get a little sparkle in that chord. Never was crazy how the A sounded, for me anyway. I play an A7th if I can, if the song will let me. Or I like to play a 2, basically, where you're dropping that 3 out of the chord, playing a 2. So it's sort of an open version of that chord. Really pretty. Alright. Now that same deal can be slid up, and you play that B in the open version. And that's really a pretty chord too. So then you get that same kind of deal, right? Sliding around. Okay. So the B, the normal barred version is going to be played like this. Moves all over the neck. And that's also used, and that's be a bit of a challenge too, okay? Alright, so let's walk it on up to the minor 6. And that's this chord. One of my favorite chords. Play this minor 7th version. And you get all this hammer-on stuff you can do, right? Really pretty. It sounds super cool, I think. So that's the minor 6, and then sliding up to the 7. That normally is a diminished or half-diminished chord. And those can sound really good in the Clapton end of the spectrum. I'll just show you a quick example here. How am I ever gonna fly again without your love beneath my wing? I thought I was back. Anyway, you see how those diminished chords can be really sweet thrown in there in that context. So now the other thing you can do with the 7 is you can drop it down and grab that 7 as a half-step drop in the bass, and that can be really cool. So anyway, those are the chord options. Let's go ahead and look at some examples to kind of try to tie it all together. We'll do that in the next video. All right, thanks.